Thanks for taking my question. During a Senate hearing yesterday, Janet Woodcock mentioned that it was going to be difficult for people to get their head around the idea that most of us are going to get Omicron. So I wondered what the administration's thinking on that is. Are, in fact, most of us going to get Omicron, and whether they think that's going to happen now during this current wave, or is that more looking at as it becomes endemic?
Dr. Fauci.
Yeah, thank you very much for that question. What Dr. Woodcock was referring to when she said most of us will ultimately get Omicron is not that most of us were ultimately going to get sick with Omicron. Remember, she was talking about in the data that we all showed about the extraordinary effect and dichotomy between people who get Omicron, who get vaccinated and boosted, how well they are protected against hospitalization and death. And even with Omicron, it appears, as the data that Dr. Walensky just showed today from the Kaiser Permanente study, that it is going to be a less severe, particularly in those who are vaccinated and boosted. So if we're going to look ahead at what happens when this peaks and it ultimately goes down, as I've said on previous pressers here from the White House, that we're not going to eradicate this. We've only done that with smallpox. We're not going to eliminate that. That only happens with massive vaccination programs like we did with measles and with vaccines, but we ultimately will control it. And if you control it in a way, it's at such a low level and people are vaccinated and boosted, sooner or later, as we begin to live with it, what she was referring to is that virtually everybody is going to wind up getting exposed and likely get infected. But if you're vaccinated and if you're boosted, the chances of you getting sick are very, very low. That's what she was referring to.
Next question, please.
Last question. Let's go to Weijia at CBS.
Thanks a lot, Kevin, and thank you for having this call. I first have a quick follow-up for Dr. Walensky, because you said that you do not intend to change the masking guidance, but we also know now that some masks provide better protection than others. So why isn't it the case that the best mask for every American is the mask that offers the most protection? And then secondly, do we have enough data about the reinfection of Omicron? I think there's a sense out there that if I catch it, I'm not going to get it again. Is that true, or do we not know yet? Thank you.
Dr. Walensky, do you want to handle the first question and maybe Dr. Fauci the second?
Perfect. Yeah. So thank you for that question. We are updating the information on our mask website to provide information to the public. It's in need of updating right now. What I will say is the best mask that you wear is the one that you will wear, and the one you can keep on all day long, that you can tolerate in public indoor settings and tolerate where you need to wear it. We will provide information on improved filtration and that occurs with other masks, such as N95s, and information that the public needs about how to make a choice of which mask is the right one for them. But most importantly, we want to highlight that the best mask for you is the one that you can wear comfortably. Thank you.
Dr. Fauci.
Yeah, thank you for that question. There's both sides of the coin to that. We know from the South African data that if you've been previously infected, for example, with Delta or with Beta, that you have a much higher chance of getting reinfected with Omicron than you do with others. That's that side of the coin. But the question you asked is, if you get Omicron and recover, what is the chances of getting reinfected with Omicron? We don't have enough data at this point to really give you any firm indication of that. But as we get more and more experience and as we follow cohorts, we'll be able to have that information for you.